Maladjusted Misfits.
Hi, I'm Adam.
Hi, I'm Joe.
And together we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
And this is the one where we usually talk about friends.
Joe, I got an idea for a blackmailing scheme.
Is it about blackmailing David Schwimmer to prevent us from discussing this movie?
Yeah!
Yeah, I tried. He didn't care. All right, thanks everybody for joining us. Welcome to our second bonus episode for season 3.
That's right. This is the one with the big nothing.
The big nothing.
Yeah. We're ending each season of the podcast with a movie starring one of our friends. And this time, after season 3, we are doing Big Nothing, starring David Schwimmer.
Our format's going to be a little different. Normally we comb through the episode of Friends scene by scene, almost line by line.
Yeah, but we can't do that for a movie. It's
No.
way too long. Plus, this movie needs to be seen because the shenanigans we are about to tell you about are crazy.
We are going to keep our normal beginning stuff, favorite quotes, moments, outfits.
Yep. And as always, some really good quotes and one-liners in this movie.
Yeah.
And we will be doing an Act 1 outline. And then we'll talk about different aspects of the movie, too.
Yeah, we'll focus mainly on the characters. We have some trivia, and of course, the majority will be on David Schwimmer, because again, this is a Friends podcast.
That's right. And we want to offer up a slight trigger warning, as we're not doing a Friends episode here, but a dark comedy. And there's plenty of blackmail, murders, and mention of raunchy websites and illicit acts. And as always, we have done some playful editing, but we wanted to give you a little cautionary heads up.
Yeah. So Adam had trouble finding this movie. He went and bought the DVD at a used movie place near us. But you want to tell them what you found this week?
It's on YouTube for free. So the channel that posted Big Nothing claims that they have all the licensing to show it, so you don't even have to feel guilty.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'll put a link in the show notes in case any of you misfits want to check it out. And it's free and on YouTube, and I mean, there's probably commercials or whatever, but You can stop and listen to it before the podcast or watch it afterwards.
Yeah.
Because again, we're only going to go through Act 1.
Correct. Yes. And you only spent $3 on it, so I don't feel
Yes,
so
it was
bad.
only $3 for the DVD.
Not Blu-ray. DVD.
DVD, that's right. High quality.
So, this week we are doing...
The one with the big nothing.
That's right. Tell us what the IMDb plot is.
The IMDb plot is fairly short.
Right.
So, it's a frustrated, unemployed professor joins forces with a scammer and a friend of his in a blackmailing scheme.
Yeah. And the tagline is... a comedy that gets away with murder.
That's a little misleading.
On the back of the DVD, it gives a better synopsis. You want to tell us what that said?
Yeah, I read this last week, but I'm going to go through it again in case anybody didn't hear it. Charlie, David Schwimmer, is an ex-teacher turned reluctant call center employee who gets fired on his first day. Distraught and unable to provide for his family, he partners up with Gus, Simon Pegg, an aspiring scam artist, on a seemingly snag-free plan to make some cash. I thought there was going to be quick in there.
Cash.
Blackmail Reverend Smalls, a man of the cloth who has frequently turned up in a database of visitors to illegal adult websites.
So far, I'm on board.
With the help of Gus's ex, a one-time pageant queen, the plan moves ahead. But all goes wrong as Reverend Smalls dies thanks to this trio. And that's just the beginning of their troubles.
That's a little misleading, too.
Yeah, that is.
All right. So our director for the movie was Jean-Baptiste André.
Mm-hmm.
He's a French novelist, screenwriter, and film director.
Yeah.
He grew up in Cannes, France.
Oh, fancy.
Where he shot his first short films and was involved in theater. After graduating in political science, he started working as a screenwriter before writing his first feature, Dead End, which came out in 2003, which I think you saw, Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he only has 3 directing credits on IMDb. I don't know if it's because most of his films are in France or if he moved to theater, but he has Dead End, this, and then another movie.
Well, the other screenplay he wrote was recent.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think he's probably been working, behind the scenes, whatever. I did see Dead End.
Mm-hmm.
It has Ray Wise from Twin Peaks.
Okay.
And Lynn Shane from the Insidious movies, as well as many, many, many other films. And also in that is Alexandra Holden, and she plays Bruce Willis's daughter on Friends.
Oh,
Elizabeth.
Really? Okay.
With Ross Dates.
How funny.
Yeah.
The writer of the movie is William Rosenfeld, along with the director. So he and the director co-wrote it.
Yeah.
I think the director wrote it, and then I read that he gave it a pass through and kind of like rejiggered the script.
Right.
This is his only writing credit. He also acts in the film, but is billed as Billy Asher.
Yeah.
He plays the deputy.
Yeah.
And he was also in Dead End, also billed as Billy Asher, which I think is funny. I mean, his name is William Rosenfeld, but to go by like a completely different name as an actor. So tell us when this movie came out.
All right. Well, the original air date is just November
2006.
2006. So it was released 2 years after Friends finished filming. It was filmed over 32 days as the film went straight to DVD in the United States.
Ooh.
But that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
Other films that came out during November of 2006, Borat, Casino Royale, Happy Feet, and one of Joe's favorites, Stranger Than Fiction.
Oh, I love that movie. In 2006, what were the other Friends doing at this time?
Okay, well, Matthew Perry had a TV movie come out called The Ron Clark Story.
Which everyone says is really good.
Yeah, a lot of people have recommended that to us. So that's on our list. Matt LeBlanc was doing Joey.
Okay.
Jennifer Aniston was doing The Breakup and Friends with Money.
Oh, those are both good.
And Courtney Cox was in a movie called Zoom, which was about an academy for super youths.
I've never heard of that before in my life.
Tim Allen is in it.
Oh my gosh.
And Lisa Kudrow was on American Dad. And get this, she was in a movie that I never heard of called Kablooey.
Kablooey.
Yeah, listen to this synopsis.
All right.
A loser moves in with his brother's, who's off in Iraq, wife, to look after her two evil sons. She gets him a job wearing a kablooey costume. It stars Lisa Kudrow, Terry Garr, and Christine Taylor.
What the hell? First of all, that synopsis is weird.
Yeah.
And then those three in the same movie?
Yeah.
How weird is that?
That is weird.
All right. Are you ready for some trivia about the movie?
I am ready.
All right. At the closing titles, just as the words, "No animals and no actors were harmed during the making of this film" are displayed, the credits quickly cut to an outtake in which Simon Pegg accidentally punches Billy Asher in the face.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I got him.
The crew rushes in to make sure that Asher is not hurt, and when it returns to the credit, the words are changed. No animals were harmed during the making of this film. So they do play outtakes during the credits, which I think is always fun.
Yeah.
John Polito, he plays an FBI agent, Agent Himes.
Right.
He took the role of Agent Himes because he felt that the script was one of the sickest he'd ever read.
Oh. Yeah,
And he was in Miller's Crossing.
And The Crow.
Right.
Yeah, he's in quite a few things. But that's funny.
Yeah. The director's intention was for the film to have an off-kilter feel to it. He achieved this by strapping cameras to the actors and using split-screen techniques and animation.
That he did.
Yes, he did. After completing Dead End in 2003, Jean-Baptiste Andrea spent 3 futile years trying to get various other film projects off the ground. So Big Nothing in 2006 was born out of his frustration during this period.
That's funny. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I'll probably cut it.
Okay.
But Rob Zombie, when he made 31, he had been trying to get his hockey movie made for like 3 or 4 years.
He has a hockey movie?
He wrote a script for, remember the Philadelphia Flyers? They were called the Broad Street Bullies, I think.
Oh,
yeah. Super evil hockey team. He
Yeah.
wrote a script about that.
Oh my gosh.
He was trying to get that made and nobody would make it. And finally he just went, hell with it. I'll make an evil clown movie. Call it 31. He sold it before he even wrote the script.
Oh my God. Because evil clown movies are creepy and scary.
Right. Because Rob Zombie, evil clown movie, you're like, oh, okay.
It makes sense. Right.
Before we get into any aspect of the movie, let's talk about recommendations. Joe, do you recommend this movie? And specifically, do you recommend it to Friends fans?
I think so. I mean, it was a great Saturday afternoon movie watch. You know,
Yeah.
I like, you got nothing else going on. And it was nice to watch that. We did have to go out of our way to find it, so it may be hard for Friends fans to watch, but now that you found it on YouTube, that's so much better.
Yeah.
But however, it was funny, interesting watch.
Yeah.
I mean, David Schwimmer was part Ross, and we do talk about that while we go through this.
Right.
How much of Ross was in this character. So I think people can relate, and it would, if he would have just said, hi. I think it would have been amazing. You would think you were watching an episode of Friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would recommend it. It wasn't horrible. I think we talked about how, like, the script could have been tweaked a little bit. It would have been even better.
Yeah.
But,
well, I'm sure we'll get more into that.
But what about you? Do you recommend it?
I mean, it is an R-rated movie, but I think the violence and then the adult theme stuff is all pretty moderate, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's not a ton of blood, even when people are getting shot and stuff. It's not overly gory. But if that stuff bothers you, I guess skip it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't bother me, but...
Well, I mean, I don't like that stuff, and I didn't think it was overly gory.
Right.
So.
But Schwimmer and Pegg are both funny together, and Alice Eve too. And after this, Schwimmer actually directed Simon Pegg and Run Fat Boy Run.
Oh, yeah.
So I think when you watch it, it's obviously we're getting along,
Yes.
and they were having a good time.
Right.
A good camaraderie on the set. Everybody seemed to be clicking. Like there's a lot of quick dialogue that was like a Friends, but darker.
Right.
Like you said, it's not the tightest script, but it is fun and twisty, and if you don't go poking around too much, it's just fun to watch.
Right. All right, let's do our favorite. So favorite lines first.
Okay.
Favorite lines. I'm going to go with Gus, who is played by Simon Pegg. So when he first meets David Schwimmer, the first thing he says to him is, "Welcome to hell, dickhead."
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious.
Yeah. Nice way to greet somebody on their first day of work.
Right.
Somebody may do that to you, wouldn't you?
I hope not.
I enjoyed a line from Mrs. Smalls, which was Mimi Rogers.
Right.
Well, I'll be. I haven't heard Pink Floyd in years.
Yeah. And when you see it in the context,
Yeah.
it's really funny.
Right. You have to know the context, but I'm
Right.
not giving that away.
And then I'm going to go with Josie, who's the ex-girlfriend of Simon Pegg. Well, I assume that when you have an axe lodged in your skull, your pulse tends to bottom out on you.
Yeah, I mean, that's an assumption I always made as well.
You would think, okay, I'm in the clear.
And I'm going to go with a Gus line next, which was Simon Pegg. Oh, yeah? How long's he been down there breathing liquid shit?
I almost picked that one. I like that a lot. So I'm going to go with the one before it, when Charlie goes, "I just drowned a man of the cloth and crap."
Yeah. And I'm going to go with another Gus line to finish it out. I didn't kill anybody, first of all. Second, I don't go around praying to leaky ceilings.
That was my favorite.
So again, these all make more sense if you watch the movie. But
Yeah. So the lines
funny.
are pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite moment, I have to go with the scene with the giant lollipop. So I'm not exaggerating, people, when I say it is a giant lollipop.
Yeah.
And it is like not even talked about.
No.
She just walks up with this lollipop that is red, clear, and as big as her head.
Right.
It's comical, and it comes back later in the movie. It's Chekhov's lollipop. It's just huge.
Is enormous. It's an enormous lot.
And the fact that nobody goes,
Right.
"What the fuck are you doing with that giant lollipop?"
And we talked about how most of the giant lollipops are like multicolored and they look very Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
And this is just red.
Clear, like
Clear.
a sucker you would get at the doctor's office.
But enormous.
But twice as big.
Yeah. At first we thought she was holding a lighting gel or something.
Yeah,
I was like,
we're like,
what is that?
What is that?
All right. So my favorite moment. How do I phrase this? So I openly like horror films and dark comedies. And there is a part in this with a hatchet. It was in one of the quotes. And it's both surprising and kind of funny, despite containing a bit of the ultra violence. So I really like that moment. It kind of comes at you from out of nowhere,
Right.
and it's made me laugh.
It did. It was like we said when we recommended it. It's not a horrible movie.
No.
It's not like.
No, it's not. Yeah.
But it is.
It's a B minus.
Okay.
It's a B minus.
Right.
Because
All right.
Simon Pegg's hysterical.
Yeah.
Schwimmer's awesome.
Yeah.
Alice Eve is great. All the
John Polito's
we're gonna get to the
hilarious.
side characters
Yeah.
here in a minute,
Yeah.
but everybody's really good. It's it just needs tightened up in the plot a little.
Yeah. All right, so favorite outfits. It was hard because not a lot of outfit changes. Plus, they're in the dark a lot.
Right.
But I'm going to go with the ironic win for, I think I have to go with the call center manager. So David Schwimmer's character, Charlie, gets a job at a call center.
Yes.
The manager's walking around the first day. She's in a very red suit.
Yeah.
A business suit.
Yeah.
And I think she looks very 80s with her updo and her business suit. And I've met that person.
Right.
And I think if we went thrifting to Goodwill, we could find that suit today.
She reminded me of that the woman who's handing out the badges in Grosse Pointe Blank at the high school reunion.
Yeah.
Ooh, you've changed. And I just went with Josie, Alice Eve. Majority of the movie, she wears jeans and a cute little pink jacket with some flannel and an undershirt. I mean, she's adorbs.
She is. Very cute. All right. Themes we explored in this movie. Theme number 1. Trusting people you just met. I mean, he literally walks in on his first day, meets Gus, gets fired, and he talks.
And then they commit a crime together.
Yes.
And theme 2, thinking people are one person when they're really another.
Yeah, that
I
comes
mean,
up a couple
yeah.
times for different people.
Right, different people, different characters.
Yep.
There's a lot of changing alliances
Yep. And who people actually are.
Yeah.
Theme 3, thinking people are dead when... That's all I'm going to say.
And theme 4, being a noir heist thriller twisty comedy.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
the movie is trying for a lot. So the fact that it falls short, you kind of go, it's trying to do a lot.
All right, before we get into breaking it down anymore, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be
That's right.
right back.
Centel Online, Stephen speaking. How may I help you? Okie dokie, ma'am. Have you checked to see if your PC is on? No, ma'am. I am not a retard. That's just the protocol. Sorry. Okie dokie. I'm just going to check that out with my supervisor real quick. I'm going to put you on hold. You feel feisty, whiny little turkey-necked bitch? Why don't you hop up on my and see if that fires up the old monitor, sweetheart? Hello, ma'am. Thanks for waiting. I'm going to transfer you over to our technical service department. Okie dokie. Please hold. All right, now we're back to talk about this movie.
Right. So, first thing we want to talk about is the tone.
Yeah.
So, what are your opinions on the tone of the movie?
Again, this is a black comedy, and it also wants to be a crime thriller or a noir film. It's a very enjoyable movie. You know, I feel like I just said this, but as long as you don't spend time trying to pick apart the story afterwards.
Right.
If you're one of those people...
I mean, you might enjoy it just for that aspect, too.
Yeah, because there's a lot of little holes that you could find that you're kind of
Right.
like,
Yeah.
this is weird. Like, this guy's behaving weird.
Is it part of the movie?
Is it not part of the movie?
I agree. The movie obviously has the black comedy tone, hence the giant lollipop. It's kind of along the lines of Heathers, but dare I say, not as good.
Right. Again, Heathers is one of those that really nails that tone.
Yeah.
It's very specific and it's very dark.
Right.
And
they didn't go either direction with
Right.
this one. It's kind of hovering in the middle.
yeah.
All right, so locations. This was supposed to be a small town in Oregon. The film was supposed to take place there.
Right.
But it's actually filmed in Wales and Canada.
Yeah.
They do have a magnificent call center. Since both of us worked for a call center.
Ew.
We didn't work on the phone. So.
No.
But that call center where everyone was named Melanie or Steven was amazing.
It was pretty funny.
I laughed so hard when she said that.
Yeah. There's also like a tar pit in a warehouse space. It's really weird. It's just
like the tar pit. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And it's just a little rectangle on the ground. Like, that's not what tar pits are like.
Then there's a bar that they go to a couple times called the Monkey Wrench.
Yeah.
It looks like a small town dive bar.
Monkey Wrench is a good name for a small time dive bar.
Absolutely.
Then they're at the Reverend's home a lot.
Yep.
Reverend Smalls.
Mm-hmm. Which is a very nice colonial looking home.
Yeah. Except for it's got a leaky ceiling.
And then they drive around a lot, so they're in various cars and on various roads.
Right.
And it's always night,
yes.
so you don't really know where you are.
There's also an abandoned warehouse, which I think is required for this kind of movie.
Right. You have to have some sort of warehouse you can go to dispose of things.
Right.
So we normally talk about the soundtrack.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the soundtrack?
Well, the soundtrack's kind of all over the place. I think it's trying to be edgy. Mm-hmm. I think part of the problem is it's trying to be like a Tarantino movie without going full-blown Tarantino.
Okay.
There's a couple of tracks that people would...
Yeah. There is Money, which is like, That's What I Want.
Yeah.
By Barrett Strong.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of Eels tracks. I like the Eels.
Yeah.
Blinking Lights. And The Love of the Loveless.
Yeah.
Both Eels songs.
Yeah. And then, for some reason, Rammstein's Angle was used as a surprise. I was like, is that Rammstein?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
It's a fun soundtrack. I like the Eels.
Mm-hmm, I do too.
Most of the music was enjoyable and fit the tone of what they were going for.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're going to break down the primary characters to start since, we figured everyone had seen the other two movies we had done, The Whole Nine Yards, Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion, but this one's like obscure and out there.
Yeah. So we thought we'd talk about the characters up front.
Right.
So that when we're going through Act 1, you kind of have an idea who we're talking about.
Exactly.
So first of all, we have Charlie Wood, played by our friend David Schwimmer. Mm-hmm. And like we said, there's a few similarities between his character in this movie and in Friends. Mm-hmm. And yes, he is still a bad liar, and he shares facts that no one cares about.
Yes, he does. He's not dinosaur facts he's sharing, but he might as well be, because nobody cares. He plays a previous professor.
Yeah.
With a PhD.
That he mentions.
Yes. Who's working on a book and goes to work at a call center where he meets Gus.
Yeah. And also, like Ross, he allows people to talk him into very bad decisions, which are very hard to get out of.
Right. His daughter's name in this movie is Emily, which we laughed about. It cracked me up. In the beginning, you thought he was a single dad, the way they set it up. It was really weird.
Yeah, the first couple minutes are a little confusing. Yeah. And it could have been a little...
tighter.
Exactly. And we'll get to that when we're going through the beginning.
Like I said, in the very beginning, when you see him, you think he's a single dad. So it's a real shock to realize he's married.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's Gus.
Yeah.
So he's played by Simon Pegg, my favorite.
He is your favorite.
This movie takes place after one of my all-time faves, Shaun of the Dead, but before my absolute favorite, Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is in your top 3 movies.
Yeah. So Adam knows when I'm really, really sad or need to be taken out of a funk, he'll just throw on Hot Fuzz for me. But most people know Simon Pegg from the Mission Impossible movies. He plays Benji Dunn.
Yeah.
And that's where most people will recognize him from, unless they know his other movies.
Right.
So.
I think Shaun of the Dead is pretty well known.
Well, that's good, because I like it.
Yeah. A critic once posed the question why Simon Pegg plays unlikable characters.
Aww.
When The World's End came out, and he was playing Gary King.
Yep.
I think it's one of those, it's kind of a risk trying to make the unlikable likable. And that is Gus in this movie.
Yeah.
In reality, you would steer clear of this type of guy. But Simon Pegg makes him so much fun to watch.
Right. And he's funny and entertaining. And so you're like, oh, I kind of like Gus.
Yeah, I kind of like Gus.
Yeah, Gus is a long con man.
Yeah.
So he's in for the long con. He has quick wit, fast with solutions each time a problem arises. And rule number 5, if your partner turns out to be an idiot, forget rule number 4 is one of the lines he says.
And he is just making his rules up as he goes. Gus is a guy that you are lulled into trusting, and you don't want to trust Gus.
Right. So then we have Josie. So these are the 3 main characters, Charlie, Gus, and then Josie.
Right.
So Josie is Gus's ex. She's played by Alice Eve. And I know her most from working with Simon Pegg in the newer Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yeah, I wonder if Simon got her the role in
I don't know. I tried to look it up, but I didn't see any trivia or anything. So she's funny in this, quirky, has a dark side, quick thinking, loves giant lollies apparently.
Yes.
And not one person mentions how effing big this lollipop is.
You're obsessed with nobody mentioning the lollipop.
I want people to watch this movie just to see the lollipop. They'll be like, shit, Joe was right.
I'll have to get a screenshot of the lollipop. I haven't done that yet. She was also in Men in Black 3?
Yes, Men in Black 3.
But saying Josie has a dark side is kind of like saying Kylo Ren is a tad temperamental. After 3 people are dead, she's like, it's an occupational hazard. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I know. She's like one of those things where you think she's one of those people, and then she turns out to be completely somebody else.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So let's talk about secondary side characters.
Yeah.
So the first one is Pennywood, who plays Charlie's wife.
Yeah.
Played by Natasha McElhone, who you may recognize from The Truman Show. She plays the girl he pines over in the real world.
Yeah.
Or she was also in the lesser-known Solaris. We love Solaris.
Right.
But I don't think anybody else
is. Yeah. And not only does she play Schwimmer's wife, but she's also the town sheriff.
Yeah, she's a sheriff.
Yeah, so he's going into this endeavor with his wife as the sheriff.
Yeah. She is good, but not in a lot, as in the sheriff is not as intuitive as you would expect a sheriff to be.
Right.
So it's like, she's good in her role, but you're like, you're not on top of things. So what's wrong?
Yeah.
You're not, what's her name from Fargo?
Yeah, Natasha's definitely underused here.
Yeah.
To the point where I think her part might have gotten trimmed in the edit. I don't know. But she's solid enough when she's around. I mean, she's a tremendously good actress.
Yes,
so.
absolutely. Then we have Deputy Garman, who's played by William Rosenfeld, the writer, but he goes by Billy Asher in his acting.
Yeah.
He's funny side character, and again, is not as bright as you as anticipate a deputy to be. For instance, if the town is small and Charlie is the sheriff's husband, you would assume that they would know each other, right?
They do not.
They do not.
They
act like they've never seen each other before in their life.
Right.
And it's just strikingly odd to me. I mean, every movie that we've seen where the sheriff is married to someone else, they know the deputy.
Right. He was a fun character, though. There's a few scenes where he's in them a lot, and he's very fun. And I like his attempts at de-escalating the situation. And for a minute, again, the characters are so weird that I thought he might turn out to know more than I was expecting him to know about the goings-on.
Right.
But no. I mean, it's one of those plot threads. If you pull at it, you're kind of like, well, I'll just leave that alone.
Right. And then we have Mrs. Smalls, who Adam mentioned earlier was played by Mimi Rogers, a.k.a. Mrs. Tom Cruise. She was in one of Adam's faves, Ginger Snaps. But also, most people know her from Austin Powers, Mrs. Kensington.
Oh, well,
she played that,
Well, she's been around forever.
Oh, forever.
She's been in tons and tons of stuff. You know, Mimi is the Reverend's wife.
Right.
That being said, she's probably not what you're expecting for the role of a Reverend's wife.
Nope.
Her part here is small, but I really love it. I mean, I think she has a blast playing this role. And she is also in another movie that we may end up doing on this podcast because she was in the version of Lost in Space that Matt LeBlanc and Gary Oldman were in.
Oh, yeah.
And LeBlanc has not been in a lot of movies, so our choices with him are limited.
Oh, that's true.
But I love her part in this. Her part is great in this.
It is very good. And then we have Agent Himes.
Yeah. So this is played by, again, Joe Polito, known as John Polito. What did I say?
Joe.
Joe.
I'm Joe.
I keep wanting to call it Joey Pants.
Oh.
Joey, the other one.
Pantalones.
Yeah. But he played Gideon in The Crow, but he's been in tons of stuff from Stuart Little to The Big Lebowski. He passed away in 2016. We miss you, John.
He is a great side character in this movie. I like him. He's funny. He's from the FBI. He's investigating something entirely different than the caper that our trio are in.
Yeah.
So he gets involved in this somehow, which makes it even funnier.
Right. He is a fun, weird FBI character. He's sharp, but goofy.
Yeah. It's just...
He's not as weird as the FBI guy in The Frighteners.
No. No.
But he's kind of on that trajectory.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Are you ready to break down Act 1?
Yes, Act 1.
Okay.
All right. So the opening and the titles.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie logos, what we watched Flow.
Yes.
The cartoon that won the Oscar for Best Animation. It had like 50 movie logos on at the beginning.
It did.
It was like, is this a joke? But this one only has 3.
Yeah.
First Look, Home Entertainment, Pathy, and Ingenious.
Mm-hmm.
First we open in medias res, which is kind of the fancy Latin movie way of saying in the middle of things.
We open on the edge of a cliff during a thunderstorm on the coast of Oregon, or filling in for Oregon. They filmed on the Isle of Man of Wales, as well as British Columbia, Canada.
Right. Bathed in silhouette, 3 people get out of a car and cut to a Goodfellas shot of the trunk opening.
Right.
For those who don't know Goodfellas, Goodfellas opens on them in the car and they hear noise in the trunk and they open it and the guy that they stabbed is still alive. But in this movie, we have Simon Pegg, Alice Eve, and David Schwimmer looking into the trunk, and they lean in and look concerned and grossed out.
And we don't get to see who's in the trunk at this point.
Right.
But we get a voiceover.
Right. He goes, "My name is Charlie Wood, and I think I made a big mistake."
The car then drives along the coast, an ominous shot from above, the moon reflecting on the ocean, and a dark forest on the other side.
Yeah. As the credits are starting, there's an upside-down swinging shot.
Yeah.
That's like, why is it upside down?
Right.
And this is the director trying to be...
noir?
Like off-kilter.
Right, right. The credits are in a font to suggest a child's handwriting with the colors pink and white.
Yeah, it looks like a chalkboard or
so
something.
It's really weird when you know what the movie's about.
Right. Our maladjusted assumption is that this is happening because Charlie Wood, Schwimmer's character, has a little girl,
Emily.
Oh, right. Damn it. She draws and colors during the movie.
Right.
But this is one of those, there's a few ideas that the movie hints at, but it never gets into.
Right.
And this is one of them. Like she's drawing at the end then, and you see drawings on the wall, but she never does anything in the plot that requires any drawing.
Nope.
So you feel like it's kind of going to go somewhere, but then it never really does.
Yeah.
But, as the credits go on, the camera's swinging, and it's up right now because Emily is on a swing.
And she's about 5, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So Emily's swinging and asks to go higher, and David Schwimmer's character says, "You can't go any higher, sweetheart. You'd hit the moon." And Emily points out that she would get a bump, presumably from hitting her head on the moon from swinging too high.
Right. And with the credits, we get the cartoonish drawings. And when David Schwimmer's name appears, we see a drawing of a house getting hit by lightning.
And then crumbles. Yeah. Simon Pegg's name comes up, and a bird is shot with an arrow and then falls down dead.
And Alice Eve's name is shown with a flower, and then it gets drowned from a rain cloud. Now, typically flowers like rain.
So that was confusing.
Yeah. But the title card finally comes up and says Big Nothing.
Yeah. And then as the action starts, you get the impression, again, that he's a single dad. Because a babysitter named Isabella crosses the front yard to greet them. He gives her a big tote bag.
One of your giant purses, Joe.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that.
It has her lunch, toys, snacks, and everything.
Right. It's kind of like a typical Friends morning. Like, they have all this time to hang out.
Right.
But before they start their day.
Right.
And the babysitter kind of tells him, see you at 5. And she takes Emily. Ooh, oops. What is that? As the credits continue, our main man, Charlie, goes for a walk around town, checks his flamingo mailbox, and is upset that it's empty, and then grabs a newspaper and goes into the house. The credits are over.
Yeah. So then we go into Charlie sitting at the kitchen table, reading Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time.
Yeah. And then his wife walks in.
So he's not a single dad.
No. His wife is Natasha Clone.
And we find out she's the town sheriff. She's dressed in a uniform.
Right. The reason why we thought he was single is because she's just getting home.
Right.
She's been up all night because there's been a murder.
Right.
And she's complaining that first they had the Wyoming widow, and now it's the Oregon undertaker. And they just pulled a dead girl from the reservoir.
And then Charlie asks if she thinks it could have been a suicide.
Right. Sheriff Penelope Wood responds with, and I quote, I almost had this as one of my favorite lines, only if she chopped off her own arms and legs before strangling herself and then jumping off the pier. Then maybe.
Then Charlie is like, Pen, I'm eating.
But she's just coming in from work, like when Joe comes home and fills me in on her day. She's just sharing with Charlie. I don't see what the big deal is. And she goes on, this is the 4th victim in 6 months, each one mutilated and disemboweled worse than the last. I personally don't find it necessary to compare the severities of disembowelments, but I'm not a peace officer either.
So Charlie again interrupts her to point out he's eating.
Yeah.
No serial killer talk over cereal, Penelope.
Duh. Then they phase into parent talk. She tells him that he doesn't need to start this new job. So we're getting a hint that he's starting a new job.
Right. But he explains they need a second income. How many days has Emily had SpaghettiOs for supper this week?
Emily likes SpaghettiOs. Penn tries to be a supportive wife, telling him once he sells his book, it'll all be good.
But Ross,
Charlie,
oh yeah, thank you, complains that not a single publisher has called. So we assume that's why he's pissed off that there was nothing in the mailbox.
Right, nothing in the mailbox. Yeah. He's waiting for a publisher.
Right.
So then, in the next scene, Charlie pulls his old station wagon into a parking spot. Mm-hmm. Chuck cannot park. He is not inside the lines.
Nope.
And we can also hear that he's now listening to A Brief History of Time on cassette from the looks of the car.
Right, yeah. He gets out avoiding a puddle because, as soon as he pulls in, there's a puddle right next to his door.
Yeah.
And we're both assuming he's going to step into that puddle.
Right.
But he shuts the car door and the window slides down inside the door.
I had a car that do that.
And then the car alarm goes off.
Right. An alarm on his Ford POS? I don't think so.
And then he drops his lunch and his keys into the puddle.
Yeah.
He kicks the car to turn off the alarm.
Right. Is that how car alarms work?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Kick the door and they go off?
Yeah, because that's what saves cars from being stolen.
All right, so now we're in the call center, and we find out that Charlie's new job is in this call center.
Right. A call center bathed in blue and white. The only people not blended into the background are the lady, wearing my favorite outfit, and giving Charlie his orientation, and Gus, Simon Pegg, wearing red.
Yeah. The lady is going on and on about how they handle 200,000 calls a day for some of the largest corporations in the country. The whole place looks designed for soul-sucking. It's very reminiscent of The Office in Joe versus Volcano or Wanted.
Yeah.
You see this pop up all the time in movies.
Yep. So Charlie walks by various women calling themselves Melanie.
Yeah.
And corporate lady explains it's a trick of the trade. That's the Melanie and John section. Over here is the Jennifer and Steven section. It's to fool people that they're getting the same rep. And Charlie is now a Steven.
Yeah. And the corporate lady shows Charlie his seat next to Gus. And he's like, wait. And in a very Ross way says, I was told I'd be a supervisor. I have a PhD.
And then she says, you have to spend 6 months in the trenches before you can even interview for a supervisor. You want the job or not?
Yeah, so he sits down next to Gus, who is walking a caller through some rudimentary computer stuff.
And Charlie narrates that he liked Gus at first sight. as Gus smiles at him.
And this is when Simon Pegg immediately says, "Welcome to hell, dickhead."
Then Charlie narrates, maybe not on first sight.
Gus continues, "Hell, people hooked up to machines like slaves. And that smell? Pure underarm."
Charlie wants to know what they do here, but Gus gets a call.
Yeah, and the content of this first call is what we did on the first break.
Right.
You know, it's Gus gets a little feisty with a caller, puts them on hold, and then he has a little lashing out at them while they're on hold, and then he transfers them. And Charlie's watching all of this. And then he says to Charlie, "In the land of the blind, the one-eyed dwarf is king."
Not the most PC guy in the world, Gus.
No. Okay, then we cut to break time.
Right.
Outside on break, Gus shows Charlie a picture of his ex-wife and his daughter, Thais.
Yeah, which is
Thais.
which is Greek for beloved.
According to Gus. I don't know. I didn't look that up.
I didn't either.
But poor Thais has problems with her eye pressure. And if she doesn't get a cornea transplant, she'll go blind.
So then Charlie offers up a factoid. Every year, 65,000 diabetics develop proliferative retinopathy, one of the leading precursors to blindness.
And Gus says, she's not diabetic.
Charlie then asks if they'll be able to afford the surgery.
And Gus starts to say yes. He goes, if everything goes according to plan, he has a plan.
But the buzzer buzzes back to work.
He doesn't get to discuss the plan.
No. Charlie has a call where a woman is complaining about sexual position her husband wants to try.
Yeah, and Gus is just laughing his ass off at that call.
And the next caller, this is Steven.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Yeah, that's how he answers the phone.
Right. The caller is complaining that his IP address is stuck. Charlie is fumbling because it's his first day, and the guy starts yelling at him using various curse words, and Charlie tries to do Gus's hold and bitch move.
Yep. While thinking he has the guy on hold, Charlie says, "Yes, sir. Your wife is one of 3.8% of American women who secretly engage in regular online chats with total strangers, accompanied by vigorous masturbation." And then he high-fives Gus. And then the man says, "My wife died 3 months ago."
And now Charlie is fired.
Totally fired. They show the people up in the booth listening to the call.
The lady in the red suit is horrified.
But Gus follows him out to the parking lot, saying it was his fault, which is true. And he feels like he owes him one. And if he wants to know his plan, he should meet Gus that night at the Monkey Wrench at 9 o'clock.
Right. So then we cut to
the Monkey Wrench.
Charlie goes into the Monkey Wrench looking for Gus. They grab a booth. And so here is the plan.
Yeah.
Gus got a printout from work of the names of people in the area who visited illegal porn sites.
Okay.
And he thinks the guy on the list, one Reverend Neville Smalls, may pay blackmail to keep his online searches quiet.
Right. And Charlie, again, he's very Ross. He's like, I don't think I'm criminal material.
So Gus explains it like this. A man of the cloth likes to watch people do God knows what to God knows who. Who is the real criminal here? He did things by the book, and his daughter is about to go blind. And he shows the wallet photo again. Yeah.
And Charlie wants to know how much money they're actually talking here.
So 50-50. 50 for me, 50 for you, even 100.
1,000?
No one will get hurt. It's non-violent enterprise. At this point, that's what they think. Gus only needs him to be his alibi, actually.
Right. Okay, so I am going to... This is something they don't share till much later in the movie. Way out of Act 1.
Okay.
But I want to explain this part of Charlie, because when we were watching it, I was like, why is he going along with it?
Right.
So Charlie agrees... But, again, much later we find out Charlie has a brain condition.
A brain cloud?
Well, maybe. But that's why he lost his professor job. He's slowly losing his memory, which is why he's filling up his brain with all these odd facts and reading A Brief History of Time. So he'll lose that stuff instead of memories with his wife and daughter. So that's why he has this Walter White obsession with getting money for his family now.
Right, in case he's incapacitated later.
I feel like they waited way too late.
Exactly.
Because you're kind of like,
why?
His wife is a sheriff.
Yeah. They have a really nice house. It's-
Right. I mean, yeah, money's tight, but
Right.
fuck, money's always tight.
Right. So Gus starts explaining the plan and how they want to rule out any chance of...
Surprise! Josie! Gus's ex-girlfriend pops over from the booth behind them, where she had listened to the whole thing, and she wants in. She wants in. Josie has a card that she hands them, you know, her like a business card.
Right.
But it reads, Josie McBroom, Miss Teen, Oklahoma, telephone number 503-555-0164. I need weird cards to hand out to people, like Adam, Miss Teen, random state, fake number.
No. For a $20,000 cut, Josie will make the call for them.
Yeah.
To the good Reverend, since she did not work at the call center, and her voice cannot be matched up to the call center tapes.
Right. That's the excuse for bringing her in.
Exactly. And
Right.
it makes sense.
You're right.
Because they tell us in this that the whole town pretty much works for this call center.
Everybody
Right.
works in the call center, so they think the first thing the cops will do is try to match the tapes to the voices of the people that work at the call
Right.
center.
So then next, we go to a phone booth. Remember those?
Yeah.
Phone booths.
Yeah. And there's a spinny camera around the phone booth. All three of them are packed into the phone booth.
Right. And so Josie makes the call.
Yeah.
May I speak to the Reverend Smalls, please? Hi, Reverend. Are you by any chance familiar with a website that goes by the name of .com or .com? Someone who knows what the mouse plays when the wife's away. Listen up, sicko. I have in my hand a list of all your favorite sites, credit card number, dates, and times of your connections. You better cut out the crap. What do I want?
And then the boys both go,
$100,000.
$100,000.
$200,000. You heard me. I want $200,000 cash. Take it or leave it, Rev. If I don't have my money by tomorrow evening, the church newsletter next month is gonna be a doozy. And I'll be sending somebody.
After that, Josie thinks she should be a full partner. I mean, she got it kicked up
$200,000. Yeah.
By her account, they all now get $70,000.
Charlie again, very Ross, points out that it's actually $66,666, followed by an infinite number of sixes.
Yeah. Then they go over the plan. And this is where it's filled with some animation and multiple screenshots on the screen so it looks like a comic book.
Yep.
And,
So Gus's plan is he will go get the money tomorrow at 9 p.m.
right. At the same time, Charlie enters the monkey wrench and pretends they ran out of gas on the road to Mill Creek.
He will also say that Gus is on his way to the gas station that is open 24/7.
And at 10 o'clock, after Gus stashes the money, Gus will show up at the bar and tell everybody about his walk and his trip to the gas station.
That way Charlie is at the bar and Gus is at the gas station.
Right. And Charlie then asks about the guy at the gas station not seeing him.
And that's the beauty part. The gas station guy is blind.
Oh. Then grab Liz, go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for this all to blow over.
No, that's Shaun of the Dead.
All right. Thanks, babe. So the plan is, after all that, they'll meet at noon the next day and split up the cash.
All right. So now it's the next day. Charlie voiceover says, the next day might have been the longest I've ever known. He waves goodbye to his sheriff's wife, rakes the yard and plays with Emily.
There's a deer just outside eating fruit from the orchard.
Emily plays with a cat and gets scratched. Charlie applies a plaster or a Band-Aid, as you say in the States.
Yeah. His wife asks if Mr. Supervisor has a pretty secretary. And he says that, she's more nondescript. So he never even told her that he got fired.
No. He tells her that his secretary's name is Sharon Stone.
Oh, Ross.
Charlie.
Yeah, Schwimmer. Can't lie no matter what name he has.
Then his wife announces that a Fed is being brought in to help with the Oregon Undertaker case.
Yeah, they build that up a little, and his wife laments on why people turn to crime. And Charlie asks what she'd do if he committed a crime. Any guesses?
Arrest him.
Bing pot. He's like, well, wait. What if it's a tragic Jean Valjean kind of situation?
Arrest him.
Yep. Then they go to a split screen as Charlie goes to the bar and Gus goes to the house.
Inside the monkey wrench, Charlie starts to go on and on about his crazy night run out of gas. And the bartender is like, Motormouth, you gonna order anything? He orders a beer. Bartenders probably love that.
Oh, God. And meanwhile, Gus knocks on the door and opens it and goes into the dark house, asking for Reverend Smalls. He's got a panty on his head. Pantyhose.
Right. Charlie is spinning his yarn about Gus walking to the gas station.
Mm-hmm. And Gus is calling for the Reverend. And someone comes up behind him and puts a gun to his head.
And at the bar, Charlie mentions the old blind guy at the gas station keeps the station open 24/7. Then the guy next to him says, that old blind guy is celebrating his 80th birthday tonight. And oh, look, he's obviously the old blind guy that owns the gas station.
Best laid plans, right?
Charlie spits his beer and runs from the bar. Very not suspicious.
No. So back at the Reverend's house, the man with the gun is asking Gus who the hell he is. And he says he's the guy there to collect the money. And he pulls the pantyhose from his face. The man asks for Gus's gun, but he doesn't even have one.
The Rev says, give my regards to the big bearded guy.
And I like Gus's response. He goes, you don't mean Santa Claus, do you? So then we cut to outside and 2 shots are fired.
Charlie ran all the way to the Reverend's house. He's calling for Gus as he looks around the outside of the darkened house.
Yeah. So Charlie goes into the house, still calling for Gus. And who does he find? The Reverend, dead on the floor, gun beside him, and some pieces of broken vase.
First, he pulls out Josie's card and tries to call her. Then he splashes his face with water. He pretty much touches everything inside the house and is not wearing gloves.
No, throughout the movie, they probably leave all of the evidence in the house.
Absolutely.
But deciding to act, Charlie drags the body outside and toward the septic tank.
Ugh, gross.
He tethers a yard gnome to the body, puts it in the septic tank, and watches it sink as he drops the lid back on it.
Okay, before we go on, the garden gnome is bigger than a regular garden.
Oh, yeah. He has to break the arm off to get it into the septic tank.
When you think of garden gnomes, you think of small, little, cute little gnomes. This is as big as the fucking lollipop. It is huge.
Everything should be really big. It'd be funny.
So back in the house, he resumes searching for Gus, and he finds him upstairs. And then we'll wrap up Act 1 here with a reenactment of the dialogue at this point as Charlie finds Gus.
Right. So they bump into each other. Mm-hmm. Charlie goes, oh my God, what happened?
What are you doing here?
What? The station's closed. Our alibi. So I came here and then I found...
Calm down.
What the hell happened?
The bastard pulled a gun on me. He was gonna shoot me. And I grabbed the gun. It went off accidentally. Okay? No biggie.
No biggie?
I conked him on the head with the vase. He's gonna wake up any minute now.
Oh, Gus, I think I made a big mistake.
Did you call the cops?
I put him in the septic tank.
Who?
The corpse.
What corpse?
The Reverend's corpse.
The Reverend wasn't a corpse when I left him, Charlie.
There was blood. I saw blood.
It was my blood. He shot me through the leg. It went clean through the muscle.
Oh, my God. Why didn't you just answer when I called you?
I was in the bathroom cleaning the wound.
Well, I checked his pulse. I mean, well, maybe I missed it. I mean, 17% of...
You missed it?
What? Can't we get him out of the tank?
Oh, yeah. How long's he been down there breathing liquid shit?
10 minutes tops.
Oh my gosh, that was a fun scene.
Yeah. That's where we're going to stop. And believe it or not, we haven't ruined the majority of twists and turns in this movie.
There are snuff films and serial killers.
Yeah, Joe Polito. John. Fuck. John Polito plays Agent Himes, the wonderfully weird FBI agent.
Mimi Rogers plays the Reverend's wife.
Constant shifting allegiances.
Yeah. I want to include one little spoiler.
Well, the movie is nearly 20 years old, so when spoilers find.
So Gus, Simon Pegg's character,
Yeah.
doesn't even have a daughter, let alone one going blind.
Yeah. That was a harsh lie. The funniest part is, along with the giant lollipop and the big gnome, the way they find this out is this picture he's been showing him throughout the whole movie.
Right.
They pass a frame store, and it's in every frame on the front of the store is this picture.
Yeah.
It's like he went into the store and just bought a wallet. And it was like, nobody will ever know.
But we're going to leave you to find out the remaining craziness of this movie if you want to.
Yeah. Joe, what did you learn from this movie?
I learned that if you want to get away with a crime, do it in a small town.
I'm not sure.
What did you learn?
All right. I learned that crime doesn't pay, or it pays and then quickly unpays. And there are a bunch of serial killers in Oregon. What are your overall movie reactions?
I still think it was fun to watch. It was silly and quirky. I like the idea of the movie. And no offense to the writer and director, but it could have been a little bit tighter. Maybe should have let David Mamet take a pass at the script.
Well, David Mamet can't take a pass at every script.
The black comedy aspect was important because it's just a heist thriller. It just doesn't work.
No, I agree. It's a fun time. Like I said before, if you're the kind of person that pulls at loose threads, looking for plot holes, you will find them here.
Yeah.
But if you just want to kick back with some popcorn and enjoy the ride, it's a fun ride.
Absolutely. So, did we have any sweater vests in Big Nothing?
A big nothing as far as sweater vests.
Yeah, not a lot of clothing changes going on. So.
No.
All right, what is coming up next week?
The start of season 4! Woo! The one with the jellyfish.
All right.
Ross chooses between Rachel and his bald-headed girlfriend Bonnie. Joey, Chandler, and Monica have a perilous encounter with a jellyfish at the beach.
And our guest stars Terry Garr, Christine Taylor return for the season opener.
Aw.
Yeah. All right, are you ready for some maladjusted content?
I am ready.
So I'm excited to start my new job in 2 weeks.
Right,
you know?
you put in notice, but you haven't started yet.
No,
so.
My current job ends next week, and then I take a couple days off, and then I start my new job.
Right.
So I'm like 80-20, 80% excited, 20% nervous. But we watched a couple things this week.
Right.
Some scary movies. So when I leave things up to Adam, we watch scary movies.
Well, the first one was your pick.
I did because everyone talked about it and everyone said Demi Moore was so good. So we watched The Substance.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was really gory.
Really gory. Again, this not so much gory.
Yes.
Even though violent stuff was going on, The Substance, a lot of gory going on.
A lot of gore. Yeah. I thought Demi was really good in it.
Yeah,
I thought
she was
did a
really
good
good.
job.
And,
I thought it had a kind of like Requiem for a Dream vibe to it. But
there was a lot of interesting visuals, a lot of sound.
Yeah. There wasn't a huge amount of dialogue, which was weird, but it was good.
Yeah, and I liked Margaret Qualley.
Oh,
she was
she's
good
great.
too.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was a good.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't mind body horror movies. A lot of people don't like the body horror movies, but it's definitely a body horror movie.
For sure. And then Adam's been asking me to watch the movie Talk to Me. And so I watched it. It was really good, but it's very scary. It's not my cup of tea. I'm glad it was a Sunday afternoon, because if it had been at night, I would have been really freaked out, and we would have been still awake right now.
And Talk to Me has got the little hand in it.
Right.
The people grab it, and then they see dead people.
And it is very gory, too.
Yeah, it's even trauma-inducing
Yes.
goriness. Yeah, it feels rougher than The Substance, which kind of has that goofy, campy tone to it.
Right. So after Talk to Me, I was so freaked out. We watched Finding Dory.
Finding Dory.
That, then I can go to bed afterwards. And the last image in my head is the grossest thing I've ever seen. So.
Right. She was like, "You picked up all the bad." I was like, "I threw Finding Dory in there." I feel like that's as lighthearted as you can get.
So we're excited to start season 4, and we hit 500 followers on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
That is super exciting. And I encourage everyone to download the episode.
Yeah.
So, all right. Are you ready to wrap it up and get out of here?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
All right. We're so glad you stumbled across our podcast. If you're enjoying it, please share it with other friends, fans.
Or maybe rate it and or leave a review.
And if you want to contribute your thoughts or reactions to the podcast, pick your favorite episode and send us your musings. We'll share them on that episode. You can also write just to say hello.
Come on, we like to hear from more misfits out there.
You can email us at themaladjustedmisfits@gmail.com.
Yeah, or we're hosted on Buzzsprout, where you can send us fan mail, or if you'd like to help us with cost, visit our page and click the donate button. Donate, email, send us fan mail, and we'll give you a shout out on the show.
Yeah, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends. And don't forget, we have a store on TeePublic. If you have a friend shirt you've always wanted, send us your idea.
Yeah. Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Another one? Sure. Hey, Gus, what's the Greek word for bullshit?